CSM or PMP? What's the difference? This is a great question. Hey, Daud here with a video explaining the differences between these two credentials. The apparent confusion around Scrum and PMP certifications has been going on for a while. A lot has been written and said, so I'll briefly address this question from three key angles. Now, there are several agile certifications like CSM, PSM, SAFe, and others. I will take CSM as an example to review against PMP. To be clear, CSM stands for Certified Scrum Master, while PMP is an abbreviation of Project Management Professional. Many people see these two certifications as if they compete. However, when I compare what they present, I see some clear distinctions but not much competition. So, first aspect is what these credentials are about. The description for CSM says it is a certification that will prepare you to step into a more agile way of working. Learn the framework, principles, and values that make Scrum work. Discover how to serve as a Scrum Master, guiding your team through Scrum's accountabilities, events, and artifacts. On the other hand, PMP is more generic and not specific to any industry or function. It relates to all types of projects, including Agile, that the stakeholders want to manage. Anyone who is involved in a project, in addition to the project manager, will benefit from PMP certification. Wade Harshman points out a noteworthy fact that the Scrum Guide is the size of the description of the project manager in the PMBOK Guide. The material and knowledge covered by the PMP exam are manifold than the CSM exam. The reason is that PMP encompasses all types of projects, small to the large, waterfall to agile to hybrid, across industries and functions. Next, we look at the exam and eligibility requirements aspect. PMP certification is more generalist in nature, where it tests a candidate's understanding and knowledge of the project management domains and framework. The framework includes agile methods. In contrast, the CSM framework focuses on testing the competency in implementing the Scrum method, which is one of the agile methods, though it is the most popular one. The eligibility requirements are quite different. PMP requires high school or higher education, experience of managing and leading projects from 2 years to 5 years, and formal project management education. CSM requires attending an approved course. When we compare exams, PMP exam has 180 various types of questions that you will have to attempt in 3 hours and 50 minutes, while CSM has 50 multiple choice questions and you are given 1 hour. Both are taken online, but PMP can also be taken at a test center. PMP is psychometric test, so passing score varies, while CSM requires 37 out of 50 correct to pass. When we look at minimum cost, PMP requires $405 plus taxes from PMI member and $555 plus taxes from non-members. CSM training usually costs between $700 to $1,000. Now the third aspect is how much effort is needed to pass the exams. Well, there is a big difference in effort. CSM exam can be taken at the end of the 2 to 3 days long course with a minimal review of the class material. Since the exam is much easier with a very high percentage of participants passing on their first try, there is no need to spend time studying and reviewing the material. On the other hand, the PMP exam typically requires 1 to 3 months of preparation. A PMP candidate is to create a study plan, then exert the effort to learn and practice as per that plan. The pass percentage is unknown, but I've seen many candidates fail the exam on their first try. One big reason for that is the material covered by the PMP exam is substantially more than the CSM exam. Another reason is that most PMP exam questions are situational questions that ask for the application of theory. This challenge requires a thorough understanding of the concepts. So I hope that now you know the key differences between CSM and PMP. If you got a question, please contact me or leave a comment. Thanks for watching.